Hi, it's Ronnie, and thank you all for stopping by to help celebrate Ginger's Corner 5,000 subscriber giveaway hop. So, for my layout today, I'm using this picture of my grandson Kyler and Red. I am going to use three different alphas. I'm only going to use the M in that first one you've seen. It's Diamond Press, and this one's Diamond Press also, and it's called Marquee. I don't know what the first one's called. And then the Memory Box one. I am using Echo Park Magical. I think I have like papers from two collections and even a little piece of Millie and June. That's pretty old and pretty small, but it's going to be used on this layout. I am matting my photo with that yellow stripe. There's a castle on the back, and I wanted to save it, so I scooched over to the left-hand side so I could still have it when I got done. I also am going to put black on there just so it can pop off the background. And I think that's all I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to stop and do something else. No, I'm going to actually put this top paper out there. This was a border sheet, and generally I only use one piece of the border. But I went to pick it up and cut it, and then I thought, I think I want to use all three strips there. So that's what I'm doing. If, like I said in the picture, it's Kyler and Red. And that's an easy name to remember, right? Full confession, it took me a minute to remember what his name was. I cut that one circle with my Create a Memory cutters, and then I cut using the 1 inch, and I did whole ones. I could have cut them in half, but I thought I really should have cut them in half to start with. I have the center line marked on my punch so I can cut it straight. And then that way they'll both be about the same size. So I cut two half pieces, which I'm going to use instead of the full ones. And I'm going to put them as the upper lids on his eyes. The black part of his eye is a lot smaller than mine, but I wanted mine a little bit bigger so I'd have room to put the little dot on. Most of it's hid underneath the eyelids anyway. I forgot to ink the eyelids. So the top part got inked, but if y'all make one, I'd ink the bottom part too before I put it on. But it looked kind of impossible without getting ink all over the white part, so I went ahead and left it. Here this white part here is teeth for his smile, and then I cut a wider one for the darker part of his smile. I can't see the picture very good right now. And, well, I couldn't while I was doing the layout either. I was doing it from memory. Um, I get the white just a little bit too thick for the mouth. So you will see me there. I am trimming it down so that it will match the mouth and not be out of the mouth. Now, since I may use the 1 inch punch to make the eyes, I'm using the 1 inch punch to make the eyebrows. And his eyebrows are kind of squared off on the edges. And of course you can see a point on mine. So I am going to cut them down a little bit so they'll be squared off. And then I'm just going to put them above his eyes. I had thought about putting the right one up a little bit higher since his mouth is going up on that side. But when I went to put them on, I forgot about doing that. So they are going to be basically even on there instead. But he's beginning to look like Red a little bit now and has that crazy little smile. And I have to put an M on it too because, of course, Red's got one down there on his chin. I don't know if it's his chin or his belly, but he's got one down there. I started to just freehand the arms, and then I thought, well, I can use a create a memories cutter and cut them, and then all I have to do is freehand the inside of the arms. So there I am straightening it up just a little bit, and I'm going to have two. I did glance over the picture when I was doing them because I thought, how am I going to put them on him? And I noticed they're coming just straight out of his body. I was going to tuck them behind, but I went ahead and went for it to look like him a little bit. Now, the legs are a little straight, and so I just took a piece of cardstock, folded it over, and I am cutting them both at the same time so that they will match. I did make the bottoms a little bit fatter just because I like the look of that. And I am going to use the 1¼ inch punch for the shoes. I started to say feet, but it is shoes. And I thought the 1 inch looked just a little bit too small, and the 1¼ seemed to work pretty good. There is some fancy stuff to the shoes on the one in the photo, and I just decided to go with the part of making the sole thicker and it be white and leave the rest off. I did cut a little divot in them so that it would look like they kind of curved down just a little bit though. And I think I'm about done with him. Oh, I will remember in a minute. I won't remember it right away to go ahead and highlight him, but it will take me a minute to think of it. I think I moved all my scraps out of the way before I think of it. Oh no, he has no hands. I will make him some hands. The one in the photo does have fingers. Mine's only going to have a thumb. I could have probably tried cutting it with the fingers, but I thought, cartoons, they only make four altogether, counting this thumb. And I decided just to go for the mitten style instead. And if I hadn't decided that, I would have, there was a scrap of paper with Mickey's hand, the glove, all over it. And I thought about using it, and I thought, no, since I distinctly did not go with that type of hand, I guess I'll leave that off. I'm putting his arms downward because I thought, well, I'm going to put something from the sticker sheet or ephemera uh, there in his hand. So I am going to put a sticker is what I end up deciding on. I think it's just in a second that I remembered to do the highlights. Well, here I'm putting my sticker in, and it says M and then magic. But while I am adding the highlights and a couple other things, I want to mention that down there below you'll find the links to everyone that is helping Ginger celebrate her 5,000 subbies. And as I mentioned earlier, it is a giveaway hop. And so you need to go to her channel to find out all the details on the giveaway and get your name in on it. But congratulate her too. I mean, 5,000 is often awesome. I have been doing this a lot longer than her, and I do not have 5,000 subscribers, but she has gotten 5,000 in practically no time at all. So be sure to check her out and get in on that giveaway and check everybody else out and see what they created. Oh, I almost forgot. You're supposed to use your scraps. A couple of mine were kind of on the big side, but I wasn't quite sure how big I needed the body when I was picking the red. So I wanted to make sure it was big enough. And then I knew I had to make the arms and legs. So those two were the big pieces. I had several pieces of black. And then, of course, all the scraps that are in the 6x6 paper pad. But I am going to use several. I think I vetoed 4 different pieces of red cardstock before I took that big one because I was just positive it was not going to be big enough. I'm making banners to go with this sticker, and it's going to go up there at the top on the left, and it says, life is an adventure, enjoy the ride. I had it a little bit covered up with a bow, and I had to guess at a couple of the words. When I put it on there, I thought, oh, they can still read that. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should move the bow, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it. And you can see the bows over on the yellow right now. I am going to end up moving it where it is over the top of the words just a little. I'm pulling out this epoxy sticker that says fun. I tried it up there on that darker part and it just did not even show up in person that good. So it went over on the yellow and the bow's going to come over there. Since I wanted to use it, I had to make sure I put it somewhere else when I pulled it off. I think red would look pretty good in it if the M wasn't there. Um, let's see. Oh, I wanted that picture at an angle. And the more I looked at it, the more I didn't like it at an angle. So it won't sit there very long at all before I straighten it. Oh, see, I'm already straightening it. I did put foam tape behind red because I wanted him to pop up just a little bit. And his thumb was behind the sticker, his right thumb. But I noticed when I got here in here and was editing that it wasn't behind the sticker anymore. So I put it back there and made sure it stuck. So if it's not behind there in the photo, it is now. Let's see, where am I at? Oh, the strip across there, there's a sticker that's really similar. So I went ahead and took all of the stickers off of the one that was on the sticker sheet and put them on there, mainly because I liked it, but also because one was missing. I don't know where it was at. I probably used it. But I thought, well, I'm not going to have enough to actually use that when I get ready to use it and not have something there. So I'm going to just pop all the centers out and do something else when I use it. I kept thinking I needed something over here on the left, and I was looking at different things. And I went ahead and used my Tim Holtz picture wheel and cut out that black polka dot half. I didn't need all of it. I was going to have it down lower. It just did not look as good with red and his body right next to it. So I cut it in half and put it up there on the left. And while I was getting that paper out, I happened to notice laying there, well, moved over to the left just a wee bit, was a little package of all kinds of odds and ends that I had fussy cut at one time. So that's what got dumped over there on the left, and I am going to use a few of those things. One of the things I found was where I'd cut a strip across the center with the die with the camera, so I had to dig out that die and cut the red part to go behind it. And then I used my 1/3 inch punch to put a little piece of yellow there. And then that other piece, it is the Millie and June scrap that I put on there. And it's going to make it a little more three-dimensional so that there is a space there behind the heart. Oh, and I failed to mention when I put the title on there that the word star, that's the one called The Marquee by Diamond Press. I went ahead and put yellow behind the letters so that the little, instead of that white background that may or may not have a black star, red star, yellow star, behind the little holes there, I wanted it all to be the same, so I put yellow behind it. Now, this punch was laying on my desk when I went to start scrapping, and I cleaned up from my last layout and went ahead and left it on there because I thought I don't want to use my star punch since there's so many stars in the background, but I want to use something to add just a little bit of blue because there is quite a bit of blue in the photo. And so I went ahead and punched 5 of them out, and I'm going to scatter them on the layout. And it's blue with little teeny tiny white stars on it. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it is a light blue. On here, I decided to go ahead and highlight his arms and one leg. I apparently covered up the other one pretty good and didn't notice it until I was doing the highlights. And that's my completed layout. I had fun doing it and I had fun helping Ginger celebrate. So be sure you go check all the links out down there below and also Ginger's channel to find out how you can get in on the giveaway. Since she has 5,000 subscribers, probably everybody that's watching my video is one of them anyway. But if not, go ahead and subscribe to her channel. She also has a Facebook group, and it's called Ginger's Corner too. And it's a swapping Facebook group. So everybody makes embellishments, whatever the theme is for that week or the monthly one. And then they exchange them. So lots of fun there. And she gives prizes away there all the time too. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And like I said, I had a whole lot of fun making it. I do love to do punch art and paper piece too. But try your hand at making Red and putting him on a layout. If you don't have circle punches, you could use maybe a cup or a glass for the body and the arms. And then you could use bottle caps for the other pieces and just trim them up. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun on the hop. And don't forget to congratulate Ginger. Bye.